6 months after I walked out of that restaurant, leaving Chloe there with her phone still glowing in her hand, something incredible happened. Every single one of her friends who had engineered our breakup, who had taught her those toxic tactics, ended up destroying their own relationships using the exact same playbook. My name's Rowan, I'm 29, and I work in software development. And I've always had a zero-tolerance policy for mind games. That's probably why, when it all became clear, what happened with Chloe felt like such a profound betrayal. But to understand that, we have to go back to when Chloe and I first met. It was at a birthday party, almost 2 years ago, and it was one of those rare, effortless connections. We just clicked, you know? We talked for hours about everything that mattered: honesty, respect, what we wanted from life. For the first 8 months, it was beautiful. We had the kind of relationship where we didn't need to test each other because we already trusted each other. Then, her friends started appearing more in our conversations, in her decisions, in the way she suddenly questioned things that had never been issues before. Chloe had 3 close friends from college: Ashley, Paige, and Brooke. And the first time I met them, I got this really uncomfortable feeling. But I ignored it. I wanted to give them a fair chance. Ashley was constantly posting on social media about how women need to test their men to prove they're worthy. She'd burned through 4 relationships in 2 years. Paige was quieter, but honestly, more dangerous. She'd make these little comments that planted doubt where none existed. I later learned she convinced her previous boyfriend he needed to quit his career to protect her from threats that didn't even exist. And then there was Brooke. She treated relationships like science projects, always analyzing attachment styles and evolutionary psychology, talking about how men lose interest if they don't chase. She even kept spreadsheets rating her ex-boyfriend's behaviors on color-coded charts. When you love someone, you want to trust their judgment about people they've known for years. So, I convinced myself they couldn't be as bad as my instincts suggested. The first major warning came about 10 months into our relationship. Chloe's parents invited us for Sunday dinner. I brought flowers and wine, and we had a great meal. Everything was smooth until Chloe mentioned her 3 friends would stop by for dessert. Her sister, Sarah, shot Chloe a look I couldn't interpret, but I just smiled. The moment Ashley, Paige, and Brooke walked in, the atmosphere changed completely. Ashley immediately asked how much money I made. Even Chloe's father looked uncomfortable. When I politely deflected, she pushed harder, asking about salary ranges, because apparently Chloe was used to a certain lifestyle. Which, honestly, wasn't even true. Paige kept bringing up her own friend's boyfriend, who did grand gestures like renting helicopters for anniversaries, making pointed comments about how some guys naturally know how to show love, while looking at me like I was failing some kind of unspoken test. And Brooke? She asked about my attachment style. When I said I didn't think in those terms, she immediately labeled me as avoidant, even though we'd literally just met. Chloe's parents looked totally awkward. Her dad changed the subject multiple times, and Sarah excused herself upstairs. But Chloe just sat there, nodding along, like this was all completely normal. Bottom left of screen, click full story.